Okay, welcome back. So this is video 5, and I'm going to be showing you colors and how you can go and change your font colors. Right now, looking at this Hello World whatever 3 is kind of boring, so I actually want to add some color to it. Let me hide this. Okay, so there's different ways of doing it. If you already know the code, you can go in here and add colors. Also, if I go over here and under your res, you see that you have values and there's a colors file here. So let me go ahead and double click this. You have just some primary colors already set up when you go in here. But what I want to do is I want to actually create like a red, blue, green, and so on. And one thing, I have a file out there that you can copy and paste a lot of these in so you don't have to go create all of them. But what I want to do right now is I want to create a red color and apply that to the text. So let me go back here and I'm going to go into the design tab. So I'm over here. And what I want to do now is I'm going to double click on this Hello World whatever. And that brings up my attributes. And I'm going to close out this component tree. So in here, what I want to do, you can see I have my text size that we changed in one of the earlier videos. But what I want to do is I want to change my text color. So I'm going to go over here to text color and I'm going to click on the 3 dots. And what I'm going to do first is click on the color primary. So yours may look a little bit different just depending on what you've done in this. But what I want to do is I want to create a red color. So I'm going to go up here. First off, color primary. If I make changes to this, it's going to wipe whatever's in this particular color out. So I'm going to go highlight this. I'm going to change this to red, because that's the color I want. I want to check one thing before I do this. Okay, I'm going to change this to lowercase red, because that way it'll match what I'm going to give you in a WordPad file to copy over. All right, so looking at this, you have all your attributes here, and you have RGB, which stands for red, green, and blue. So here's where you can change these. The A, it's an attribute. I think this is where it's like transparency. Right now, it is not. It's completely, or it's not transparent at all. So, but we're going to leave that. What I want to do is I'm going to change the highest value you can have is 255. So I'm going to go over here on red, and I'm going to change this to 255. And based on what I have now, on what I have in green and blue, it's kind of a pink now. So green, I'm going to change that to a 000. And then blue, I'm going to change that to a 000. And you can see now that I have a true red. And here is the actual hex value for the FFFF0000. And what we'll deal with this in a minute, but you can actually, when you add these to your color styles, or your different colors, you can actually manipulate this without having to go into this to make changes. So right now I have this set at red, so I'm going to click on OK. And you can see now it changed my text to the red. I'm going to go over, click on this, and voila, we have this new Android text color equals color red. If I go up to my colors, I now have that new value in there for red. So what I want to show you in here is I'm going to add another color. I'm going to go and add let's go ahead and do a green. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste. And let's name this one green. And you notice over here on the left too, it kind of gives you the color. Right now it's still red because I still have the same value. So what I'm going to do is green. If I want it pure green, what I'm going to do is I am going to zero out the red, and I'm going to change the green to the highest value, which the FF, that's a hex value for 255. And you can see over here now I have a green. If I do the same thing, actually I can just copy down. If I want to do a blue, to do is I'm going to remove the red and add the blue. So now I have a blue color. Let's say I want to do white. Well, what I do for this is I'm actually going to change all of these to the highest value. And that's how I get the white color. And basically what white is, it's the full red, full blue, full green, all mixed together makes white. Which sounds kind of strange, but that's how it is. So next thing is I want to create black. And I'm going to actually change all of them to 0 because black is actually the absence of color. I know it sounds strange, but that's how it works. So right now I have all of the colors, red, green, blue, white, and black. And you can go into the color palette, and create your own colors. Just make sure that when you go into the palette that you rename or put a new name in there so you can play with this. But what this allows me to do is now if I go over to my activity main XML, what I can do is if I want this instead of being red, I want it to be blue. Since I created that, I can type in blue and it changes it now to that. Or if I want it to be green, it changes to that. I'm going to go ahead and leave it back at red. But one thing I'm going to include in under your content folder for week 3 is this little file here, and I'm calling it lesson 3. And so these are colors, so you don't have to go type all of those in. It'll already have these colors for you. So here's the white, the red, green, blue, black, and you can see how they have those. So all you'll have to do is just go in here and copy this and then paste it into your colors. So you just paste them in here and that will give you just basically what I had, unless you want to have the fun of just creating these for yourself, and you are fine doing that. Over here, there's some other things we're going to be adding later. So I'll explain this part, but this file will be added to the content, so you don't have to worry about that. And that is really it for colors. So I will end this video, and the next thing we will be covering will be the relative layout. Right now, we're using a constraint layout, and we're going to change that to a relative and go over kind of the differences on that. So I will be getting back on that one. Talk to you in a minute.